Hey guys, it's MBSC1 again, and right now I have a deck profile for you for the new plasma deck. So I previously did a video for Yeti, which is different. The new plasma deck has evolved a little bit over time, and now it's more lugia based, and it doesn't have Snorlax anymore, and there's a couple more changes to it. But anyway, I have it built for you. There's a couple proxies though. My buddy is the one using the deck right now, and he hasn't given it back to me, and we share cards. So at the moment, I don't have access to the whole deck, but I'm only missing a couple things, and you'll see what they are. But anyway, I'll get right into it. So we'll start off with the Pokemon. And this deck it's very similar to the Yeti. It's just updated a little bit over time. We've got two thundurus, two lugia, and then 4 deoxys this time instead of 3, because now you can take advantage of muscle band. Like I said, a couple proxies. That's just a lugia, and this is a palkia. I don't know if you can see it written on the card, but anyway, that's a palkia, and that's a genesect, and then we have an absol too. Now the absol is up to you. You can make that a plasma landorus. You can make it a Snorlax. You can make it a bunch of different cards. Basically, it's just there for a non-EX attacker to make it so that your opponent has to take an odd number of prize cards when you go against them. We have the 2 Thundurus. 3 is a little bit better, but 2 works fine. I think 2 is enough. 2 Lugia. I like 3. 2 works though. I do recommend a 3rd, to be honest, but you can live with 2. And then we have the Palkia, just because it's a dragon type and it can do strafe, which does 50. And then if you have a muscle band and 2 deoxys, that does 90. And that's a knockout on any dragon, so you can use strafe, bring it back to the bench, and just keep knocking out dragons. And then absol is just the non-EX attacker. It's the one I like to use the best, maybe just because I like dark types, but it's pretty good. And then genesect, we just have red signal for the ability. Red signal. And then occasionally, some games you'll use Megalo Cannon, but very rarely. Maybe you can take advantage of the 20 damage to the bench snipe. My supporter line is a little bit different from most people's. Again, I have trouble with this deck with supporters, and that's why it's always different. These are ends. Sorry, I even don't have those for this deck at the moment. Okay, so we've got 4 colress, 1 shauna, 2 shadow triad, 4 juniper, 3 skyla, and 2 N. So the reason I only have 2 N is because right after you take your first plasma gale, you are down to 3 prize cards because you take an extra prize with overflow, making N pretty much not usable after that. So I try to do a really low N count, and I find I fill my bench very quickly, and colress is useful pretty much every turn after my first, and I find myself wanting that to be the support I have in my hand every time I get a supporter, basically. We got the 4 juniper just because it's a great card, obviously. 3 skyla. Honestly, I just didn't have another supporter I could run. I could have done more shauna, but I felt skyla was probably excuse me, the better play, because it can grab colress or anything else. Yeah, I guess that's oh yeah, and the shadow triad, one thing I should explain about that, that can just get you back any of your plasma items. It's really good. I thought about going down to 1 before. I'm not sure though. Maybe I will if I need to text something else or fit something else in, but 2 shadow triad works well, especially getting back plasma energy, so you can take late game red signals and things like that. Excuse me. And the ace spec of choice is scramble switch. This can just take you really cool big knockouts to win games and things like that. This list is really not that out there. It's pretty simple and straightforward. I've also thought about computer search. I haven't really tested with it yet, but apparently some people like it. I'm not sure though, because I don't have Snorlax anymore, so I can't really do that play where you have the lugia with all the energy on it and you scramble switch into Snorlax and then take a big knockout with it. So maybe I'll switch to computer search, but right now scramble switch is also a very good card. We got 2 tool scrapper. That's just in every deck that has abilities. It's basically just to deal with Garbodor. Also, can get rid of those muscle bands and G boosters, which are really the only important tools that I can think of at the moment. Oh, also Silver Mirror because it's a plasma deck. So you have a big weakness to that. And then I've got 3 Power Band, or Muscle Band actually is the English translation. These are proxies as you can see, but 3 seems to be the perfect number. 4 is too much, 2 is too little. 3 is good. 1 Max Potion, just because you have Thundurus with a low energy, he's usually just going to be attacking for 1 every time you use it. And Muscle Band can come in handy on him a lot. Also, if you have a Pokemon that's just really heavily damaged, Max Potion is good to make it so that your opponent can't knock it out. So the switch line is 1 Escape Rope and 3 Switch. I like 4 Switch, but 1 Escape Rope can be clutch in some situations. The cards all around is pretty good. You know, this is pretty standard. I like it. And then the ball line is very thin, just 2 Plasma Ball. I find that almost every time I get these, I don't want them. Like, I just never need balls in this deck, but I figured you kind of gotta have to at least have 2, so I put in 2 Plasma Ball. But I feel like I never really need it. There's enough Pokemon, it's consistent enough to make it so I really don't need them that often. But, you know, I just felt like 2 was kind of necessary. Then you got 4 Colorless Machine. The last one's a proxy, but don't worry about that. This is just so that you can get all your plasma energy down as fast as you can, so you can take that turn 2 Plasma Gale. Even though you do have Red Signal, it's really nice to have the option to use Colorless Machine too. And you can also Shadow Triad the plasma energy back after you use the Pokemon that had been Colorless Machined onto. So you can still have 4 Colorless Machine and take advantage of Red Signal pretty well. Got 2 Frozen City. This is honestly just like a counter stadium for the deck. It used to be a way to set up damage. Now it's more just used as a counter stadium because you have Lugia with Muscle Band, so you can do the damage that way instead of needing to set it up with Frozen City. So yeah, those are the stadiums. And then for the energy, we've got 2 electric, 4 double colorless, 4 prism. Those are blend, but they're prism proxies, like I said. And then 4 plasma. Very straightforward. It's simple. There's not much to the list. It's all right there. You know what I mean? It's very simple, but it's very good. There's other variants like Speed Lugia that you could use, which is more like with catchers and bicycles and things like that. But I find that deck is just too risky because you don't really have like against like Sigalith and things like that. You just kind of are screwed, and it's not very good late game if you don't pull off knockouts and things like that. And I don't know, it seems a lot more risky. Yeah, so this list is really honestly just a really evened out list. It's not good for making comebacks or any. It's just a straightforward list. And the only really weird things I did was 4 colress and 1 absol, but I think that might be standard soon. Mind Jack is very good in this plasma list. I think people might have forgotten that, but Mind Jack is very good. If your opponent has a full bench, you have a Muscle Band and 3 deoxys out, that's like 150. Yeah, that's 180. Yeah, that's 180. So you can one shot for 2 energy. That's really nice. And plus you have the prism energy. I know they're blend, but that's just proxy for prism. So anyway, that's all. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you want to, like if you liked, and comment if you want to tell me something.